Okay, this is a trade recap for July 24th, 2025. Basically, we are at all-time highs coming into the day. My bias is, of course, going to lean to longs unless something presents itself. But coming into the day on the 4 hour, there wasn't, only thing that I really saw in this leg was that we were stacking highs at all-time highs. So we had two pretty similar highs. And yeah, we did take it on ES, but I wouldn't really consider that an SMT just because ES closed heavily through it and NQ basically made equal highs. Plus, I'm still overall bullish. But so those two stacked highs were my main draw on liquidity. We're inside of a 4 hour gap. You go down to the 1 hour. First thing that popped out was at the time, so that we had 9:45 news, so I wasn't trading before 9:45, and we had already swept out a Asia low, and so in my mind, this being a swing low that people had their stops at, it was already rated, so I didn't see why we would need to. And then 15-minute, same sort of deal here. Sweep of Asia low, and we had already taken Asia high, yeah, but we still had relative equal highs up here, and then we had perfect equal highs at Asia high with ES. And first things I was looking at, so we had 9:45 news, so I wasn't trading until 9:45. And the first thing, the only thing that popped up in this leg, so after 9:45, we had no 1 minute, but we did have a 2 minute, which I didn't catch for two reasons. First is because I didn't see a 1 minute, so I didn't even check the 2 minute. But and the second reason is because we had at 9:45 news, and the close on this candle was at it was actually 9:46 that this candle closed. Okay, and that would have been probably valid. So this one, the close of this candle would have been at 9:46. So this setup would have actually been valid. I think I just missed it because I wasn't even looking at the 2 minute. And ideally, okay. Anyways, ideally we would have swept out this range low, but I don't think we had to because this was the low that swept out that range low. So my stop would have been here, which is just it's a low, high, lower, low. High, so at the breaker. And of course my main targets were this, but once we swept out the Asia highs like that, you can expect some sort of retracement. And I'm noticing we're getting very deep retracements and we're staying in ranges a lot during all-time highs. Even if you look at the daily chart, it's just super small candle ranges. But back to this, we closed above it, and you could have seen a good entry there. What time? So it was this candle that swept out Asia high. So I would either have gone break even once we swept out Asia high, or you would have just held until this high. Because you're expecting something to happen, and we're not gonna, when we're this high up already, we're not gonna just leave that high like that. So to me, this was a valid, 1 to 1.1 setup that you could have taken, but I did not take. The next trade, after we had this huge dump, I would have expected us to come back into the range and then look for something else, but we ended up sweeping out the entire range, and we swept out like this low, this pre-market low that I was looking at as a potential thing. So that's kind of what I wanted to see. After we swept out Asia high on ES, and then we had this huge reaction down, I was like, okay, we're probably going to go to the range low. I still didn't want to short though, just in case. So I wasn't interested in taking a short, and I wasn't expecting this move down, so it was more of a reactionary thing. I think the only thing I would have possibly taken would have been this for value, but we closed so far beneath it. We'd actually hit the low by that time, so it wasn't even valid. So after we swept out this, I was expecting some type of long setup, and we had the highest time frame for value gap was this 4 minute, and this is exactly what I was looking for, but we took 16 minutes to close through it. So we had all of this chopped, and we were just sitting inside. And typically, if that happens, I'd rather just either see a resweep or like a deeper retrace for a new for value gap, but we spent 4, 8, 12, 16 minutes inside of it. And then we did finally eventually start going up. But even if you look at the 1 minute, this is just ugly. This is really ugly price action that I wouldn't want to be in anyways. But so yeah, that's kind of the idea. There were the two trade frameworks, one that actually made sense. This one, I guess there is a world where it made sense to take this. And if you wanted to, you could just target there or the full drawn liquidity. But in my opinion, you'd be break even already because ES is already at those highs. In my opinion, this just wasn't something that I was interested in because of how disgusting this is and all this LR. But yeah, that's kind of just the recap. If I were to have taken anything else after we did finally close through it, I would much rather have seen us had some sort of retracement for a better entry. Here, let's find the tool. This tool. After we had this and then we finally closed above like this, I would have liked to see something like that and then a better inverse, but we just didn't get that. That would have been probably the only way I would have taken it. So I guess draw, we'll see if the draw was right. I'm almost positive it will be. It's just the timing aspect that I need to work on. And yeah, I think those are the key things is you have your drawn liquidity and then you have the opposing liquidity that needs to be swept before you hit your drawn liquidity, which in this case was the first trade. It was Asia lows, and then the second trade was the range low or the internal low, and then you need a valid entry. And in my opinion, this one just wasn't. That's it. No trades from me. Drawn liquidity, I'm almost positive it will be correct. So I'm happy that my drawn liquidity is getting better. But yeah, just no executions. And I will show when I do execute, I'll show the executions. But yeah, that is it for this recap.